Hey there, Pony. This is StarSinger here. And, well, I have some news. The news is... I'm going to BronyCon! And you can actually see me around the Baltimore Convention Center roaming around from 1st to 4th August. And meet some other artists and such, and also meet the Bronalists, which is pretty cool. As for myself, I've already been booking a ticket for flight and the convention itself, so I shouldn't be too worried, but I'm so nervous because I've never been at a convention outside of Sweden before, so that will be a good experience for me. And it's gonna be the last time I will be at BronyCon, since we all know it's gonna be the last BronyCon ever held in Baltimore, so yeah. That's some bad news too. But anyways, let's just go to the review, shall we? So, is every pony ready for some Hearts and Hooves Day? I know that I am, so let's go and review Breakdown Meltdown. StarSinger, it's Breakup Breakdown, not Breakdown Meltdown. Oh, really? Man, this is embarrassing. This is yet another Big Mac episode, and of course we've seen more Big Mac episodes in the past, but believe it or not, this is the second episode for Sugar Belle. Yeah, well, ever since Featherbang. Hope you're lucky today to Fred nightmares after what you did today, Featherbangs. You've been busy trying to steal Sugar Belle from Big Mac, who didn't even have a chance to ask her out, and haven't actually done much effort but admiring yourself, while Big Mac here actually helped Sugar Belle to make it up for her, which clearly proves that you've been living on your parents' money bin, and only cared about your so-called image and other ponies, and you call yourself a charming? Yeah, right. You have two obvious choices to make, Featherbangs. Either you change your attitude to be less of a jackass, or kill yourself in realizing what a jerk you truly are. Okay, so onward to the episode. Meltdown Breakdown. StarSinger, it's Breakup Breakdown. I know what it's called, it's just hard to say that. So we see Big Macintosh, played by Peter New, baking a pie, and... okay, he seemed to be nervous and impatient at the same time. He can't even stand the clock going pretty slow. Even Spike, played by Katie Westlock, agrees. So Spike and Big Mac decide to call for Discord to make the progress a little faster. Well, odd, he doesn't respond in a normal way, but when you are mentioning ogres and oubliettes, how do you even say that name? He suddenly appears. So Discord, played by John Delancey, got a little disappointed when he realized that it was some kind of a call-up to make the pie go faster, makes the pie go faster. It also turns out that it was Spike's idea to put the invitation card inside the pie, which I think is pretty romantic, but a really bad idea. I mean, how is Sugar Belle supposed to see that? You're supposed to put it on the pie, not inside it. What is she going to use? X-ray? And of course we have some naysayers of Hearts and Hooves Day, and Discord is no exception because he's the Lord of Chaos, you know. Well, maybe Hearts and Hooves Day might be a bit of a merchandising and not actual love, but if you're listening to Dr. Wolf's suggestion of Hearts and Hooves Day, you hear this.
Hearts and Hooves Day means that we should put aside our own safety net, so to speak. It can be especially awkward and stressful and even discouraging to reach out to some pony else. But when we do so, we give a pony a wondrous sense of self-worth, a feeling that they can be happy because some pony else believes in them. I believe this holiday can really only be wonderful when we are willing to step up and put aside a bit of our own needs. After all, sometimes making that kind of sacrifice of your comfort zone can make a tremendous difference in the life of some pony else.
Aww, well said, Doc.
Just like how this holiday is a factual commemoration of a martyr who was beaten and beheaded.
No killing, Silver Quill, no killing. So that's when Spike is trying to make a proof for Discord that love is real and not fake, and they make a little agreement, while Big Macintosh is sending the pie right away. In the meantime, the Cutie Mark Crusaders, two of them played by Michelle Creeber and Claire Collette, are preparing for the Hearts and Hooves day when they suddenly hear a bang on the door and they receive a package. Oh no, Derpy sent the package to the wrong address, and the Cutie Mark Crusaders misunderstands things again. This is why I send things personally instead of letting a derpy mailmare do the job for you. I actually tried to send a really good gift for Blacksteel, but instead it actually ended up in the wrong way, like in the Everfree Forest. In the meantime, Spike is trying to prove to Discord, who reluctantly don't even care about what Spike says, when they suddenly see Sugar Belle and decide to hide into the bushes. After hearing what Sugar Belle has been planning, both Discord and Spike were going back to Big Macintosh to tell the news, and Big Macintosh is going there as well. But when Discord and Spike is being teleported to the bush, and when Big Macintosh sees Sugar Belle, he decides to hide into the bush too. Aw, come on Big Mac, you're a big boy, what are you so shy about? Just talk to her already. But instead he eavesdrops on both Sugar Belle and Cupcake and hears the horrible truth that he believes in.
We're finished.
You're right. She did surprise him.
Well, maybe she wasn't talking about you, Big Macintosh. Maybe she was talking about... Oh, come on, stop crying already. Okay, so I guess Spike's consoling to him doesn't even work either, as he's drinking his apple cider or so. But Discord thought it was a really good idea to show how cool you can be without love.
When you see a guy leaning against a thing looking this cool, you think, wow, that guy doesn't have a care in Equestria. Not a guy who leans on things that cool.
Maud, can you lean on the table? Okay, if you say so. Yeah. This is exactly how cool you would look like if you lean in a table in this position. But yet again it doesn't work, and in the meanwhile the Cutie Mark Crusaders are trying to find the admirer, which they obviously doesn't understand. It's still Big Macintosh pie for Sugar Belle, not them. Ah, you silly fillies. Well, I guess there's a reason why they're called fillies, because they are silly fillies. So Discord and Spike thought of a good idea to play Ogres and Oubliettes, with Big Macintosh being introduced to a skeleton mare. Wait, what?
Get to know each other, why don't you?
And of course it doesn't work, because Big Macintosh is still showing a picture of Sugar Belle and still cries about it. And that's when Spike is coming in to lean into Big Macintosh by saying that if your lover cannot find you, she's going to miss you. So that's when they thought of the idea to hide inside the barn. But instead of Sugar Belle, it is the Cutie Mark Crusaders that comes back to the barn and talks about the date.
Yes, what did she do to deserve this?
Oh come on Big Macintosh, you wouldn't listen to that voice. Of course she didn't mean it. Okay, so after Big Macintosh is listening to Discord's false advice, he goes out to break up with Sugar Belle. Well, without even knowing what is going on exactly, because he's being deluded. Why didn't you just talk to her instead? Talk it through so you would actually know better. So that's when Big Macintosh is coming in to say the whole thing about breaking up. But of course it turns out that Sugar Belle doesn't even understand what he's talking about, and it seems that he does it in vain. So when Big Macintosh is on his way back to the barn, all alone and sad, he seemed to be seeing that every pony is happy with Hearts and Hooves Day, especially Cranky and Matilda. Remember when Cranky is being all cranky and such? Now when he's Matilda, he's not really that cranky anymore. So when Big Macintosh is returning to the barn, he said that the date is cancelled when the Cutie Mark Crusader is asking him what is going on. And instead of just admitting it, he's taking all his anger on one filly, Sweetie Belle. But then Big Mac just realized something. He hasn't actually confessed how he felt about Sugar Belle yet. and yet he actually confessed to Sugar Belle how he felt exactly, like a little bit of a practice. So that's when he get back to actually find Sugar Belle and tell her how he feels. Way to go, Big Mac! Do not listen to those falsies like Discord, because what does Discord know about love anyway? He's the Lord of Chaos, of course he doesn't know about love. Or does he? Is Fluttershy and Discord shipping the same thing as love? When Big Macintosh finally tells Sugar Belle of how he feels after finding her, he finds out that it was all a misunderstanding from Sugar Belle's side. Actually, what she actually meant was her wacky cousin. So yeah, in other words, all's well ends well, but wait, what happened to that pie?
You didn't get the pie I sent? Or the invitation?
Okay, so if she didn't get the pie, then what happened to the Cute Crusaders? Did they find their secret admirer that they believed was somebody else and not Big Macintosh? So like finally they actually found out that it was all a mix-up. But the best thing is that the only secret admirer that they have together are themselves, the best friends that they have. Well, I told you that the invitation inside the pie isn't a really good idea. I mean, what are you supposed to look with? An X-ray? And Spike wins the bet by saying to Discord that love is actually real, and both of them finally get to play Ogres and Oubliettes, which concludes the episode. My reaction to this episode is pretty simple, both a little bit of anger, but also more of a happy moment, especially in the end. I mean seriously, Hearts and Hooves, they have both good moments and bad moments, so if you think that love is not real, then I don't really know what planet you're living in. So yeah, with that, that's it everypony. I hope you liked this review, and if you want to see more reviews, more reaction videos, and more comic dubs, especially my custom comic dubs, please subscribe to this channel for more videos and some few updates. And if you really want to donate something, please go to Patreon site and donate to my channel StarSingerMLP. That would be really worth it actually. You can also follow me on Tumblr, which is called Ask Starsinger, and you can also follow my girlfriend's account, Star and Steel, to get some few updates and so on. Now, if you don't mind, me and my mare had some really good day together during Hearts and Hooves Day. Happy Hearts and Hooves Day everypony, and also happy Valentine's Day to all you humans, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you.